Hi there, Stratus. This is Tobias. Welcome to episode 2 of Let's Brew Pauper. Today I want to focus on raw card drawing in Pauper, and of course we're talking about blue cards when we're talking about raw card draw. Again, let's have a look at the banned card. You see here Treasure Cruise. That is raw drawing power. You can draw 3 cards for 1 blue mana, and it's a good thing that it's banned. But today's goal is find a blue card that isn't played often, that draws at least 3 cards and is playable. And the card I picked for today has seen some play in Pauper a few years ago, but for some reason people stopped playing it. I always thought it was a rather good card because it has a unique ability in Pauper. It plays with the converted mana costs of permanents in play. It's not so unique, okay, but the way it abuses it is unique. And the card I'm going to talk about today is Rush of Knowledge. A Rush of Knowledge had hit its original home in Affinity or Robots, where it was combined with cards like Myr Enforcer here to the right, but because of the converted mana cost of Rush of Knowledge of 5, it didn't fit with the tempo build of Affinity, and so it got scrapped a while back. But now I think it's time to revive the card, because there are new mechanics available that makes it a very good card. Let's put it in the middle to find some appropriate companions for the card, and these companions, these 2 cards I want to combine it with, they both need to have a converted mana cost of 5 or higher to make it worthwhile to break this card Rush of Knowledge, because it's absolutely insane when you pay 5 mana and you draw more cards than you paid mana for. Not very many cards can do this in Pauper. Distant Melody is one example, and it is abused in Elves, but I think we have new candidates that can abuse Rush of Knowledge, and I want to introduce them here. And I don't think it's a big surprise that Gurmag Angler is the card that I want to combine with Rush of Knowledge, because the Delve mechanic is a broken thing in itself. And you can pay just 1 mana to get a 5/5 onto the battlefield, and it even has a converted mana cost of 7. So when you play your Rush of Knowledge for 5 mana, maybe even the same turn, you can draw 7 cards for just 5 mana, and this is just insane. I think this is what any black-blue control deck running Gurmag Angler is looking for. Personally, I don't like the other black Delve cards, at least the common black Delve cards. I don't think that Sultai Scavenger has enough impact on a game to be worth playing. I mean, look at it. Converted mana cost 6 is great, but the body of 3/3 flying is just too fragile to be played, and his companion, the Shambling Attendants, that has a converted mana cost of 8, which is pretty neat. Drawing 8 cards of a Rush of Knowledge would be nice, but again, a body with 3 power and 5 toughness, and it doesn't even have evasion, is not good enough to be played. I have another card in mind, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm talking about a classic. I'm talking about Errant Ephemeron from Time Spiral block. It has Suspend, so you can suspend it turn 2 if you want to for just 2 mana, and then it will be in exile with 4 suspend counters on it, and every upkeep 1 suspend counter will be removed. 1 time counter, to be precise, will be removed every upkeep from it, and when the last time counter is removed, you can play it without paying its mana cost, and it will have haste. So you pay for it early, then continue to pummel your opponent, to control your opponent by killing his creatures, wiping the board and whatnot, and then later on turn 6 or 7 or 8, your Errant Ephemeron will come into play with haste, and this is the turn where you have a converted mana cost 7 creature on the battlefield, and you play your Rush of Knowledge to restock your depleted hand. And I think these 2 candidates, Gurmag Angler, the zombie fish that you see everywhere these days, and Errant Ephemeron, are a good combination, and this is a good alternative of a black and blue control deck, and I'm going to show you a deck list next. The deck list I want to show you is a black and blue control deck list piloted by ColorMate1 in a recent league, in a recent Pauper league, and it is running 2 Gourmet Anglers, as you can see, and it is running Drifters, which is a nice converted mana cost 5 card, so it combines with Rush's Knowledge very good, and it runs Seagate Oracle. I would cut Seagate Oracle and replace it with the Errant Ephemeron. And I think you can keep most of the rest of the list as it is. Avencast Justice is a nice board sweeper, and your creatures are big enough to survive it. Mystical Teachings is nice to dig for cards, and you've got a deep analysis. And other very good control cards. Pristine Talisman keeps you alive. And you need to find a spot to put in at least 2 Rush of Knowledge, I think, and Capsize maybe is a card you can cut and replace with the Rush of Knowledge, but Capsize on the other hand can take over complete games, so I would suggest to cut the deep analysis and replace them with the Rush of Knowledge. And I hope you can enjoy the list and try it out. That's it for today. Take care. I'm going to be back with another episode very soon. See you around.